Thanks for coming back to Cage's Garage. Got a new camera here, so we're gonna try this one out. I'm in a bunch of mess right here now. All the control arms, all these parts all over the place. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to replace the bushings and the ball joints on this GMC Motorhome, the control arms. And then hopefully I'm going to start putting stuff back together. I mean, I've been waiting to get this stuff done so I can start putting everything back on the motorhome and get it back on the ground. So stay with me. I'm going to start tearing into this stuff. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is take off this ball joint. And to do that, there's rivets in here. This is the upper ball joint. There's rivets. I got to grind, drill, whatever I got to do to get these out. So let's put this on the vise here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grind down these rivets right here. This should pop right off. Put some safety goggles on. Get my grinder out. Alright, chisel and hammer. I'm going to pop these rivets out. And the rivets left. Come on. Alright, knock the heads off all of them. I'm going to get another chisel, and hopefully I should be able to punch these rivets right out. Drill the top of the head off more. Let's try this one. I think I got the whole head. See, now that I drilled it. Man. Okay, nothing's happening. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chisel in between the ball joint and the control arm. That will force. Let's see if these rivets will come out. Boom! There goes one. Two. Pop this rivet out. That one's out. So I'm going to pop this guy out. There. All four rivets are out. This can come out, go in the garbage. Alright, that's it for that stuff for a while. Now what we want to do is get these control arm bushings out. You can see how rotted they are. I'm going to get these control arm bushings out. This is for the upper control arm, remember? Look how rotted they are. They're just all corroded. I'm going to pull this metal piece off because I think it's going to interfere when it's getting pushed in. So once I pull this metal piece off, I will show you how I'm going to try. I'm going to try to press them. If not, there's another way to get these out. I'm going to get a screwdriver, stick it in here, yep, and grab the lip. Nope. Did not come off. See if the pliers work. So I can move it at all. I think these things are rusted on. Oh, well, I broke it free. Oh, got it. What I have here is a piece of threaded rod. I'm going to make a bushing press tool. So, what you got to do, I'm going to use this also for the lower control arms. So, the lower control arms are over here. This is the lower control arm. It's massive, right? So I want to be able to press these too. So I need a rod. There's a bunch of cups and stuff that I'll show you that has to go on here. But I need this rod to be pretty long. So it's got to go through here. I need about a nut, some washers, a cup. I need a cup on this side, so I'm going to cut it, I don't know, right about here. I'm going to put it in the vise right here. I'm going to put a nut on it. It doesn't really, since it's all thread. Yeah, that one's better. There's many ways to cut this all thread. You can use a grinder and cut it. If you have a saw, a desk saw or a scroll saw, you can do that. I just use this. I just use the Sawzall and just cut it. Okay. So that out of the way. So now we have the bolt on here. I'm going to go all the way to this end. I'm going to grind this end down over here. I have a grinder. Put a little point on there on the front there, and take this bolt all the way over. And if there's any problem, there, see now it's tight, it should fix the threads. Okay, now let's see if I can put it back on. Yep, no problem. Now for some reason this side's giving me an issue. Let me grind that side up a little bit. What I do is just bevel the edge on it a little bit. And so the bolt will go on a little bit easier. Alright, it's at the end. Oh, see, it's a little bit tough. There we go. Just work the threads. Now let's see if it goes back on. Yep, goes right back on, no problem. Alright, so now we have this. Alright. Miscellaneous washers, that kind of stuff. I also cut a piece of flat stock. I don't know what thickness it is. I just drilled a hole in it because I'll need this too, you'll see. Alright, so it pushes this way out. This is the big end. This end comes out. So I want to put a cup on that end that's bigger than that. So let me get you. So it would go in like this, get pressed in this way. So it's got to come out this way. You have to get something that's bigger than this metal around here. So this one works fine. So I put that on over that. Now I need something to push on the other side. I need something that will go on here. There's a metal sleeve inside here. This will hit that metal sleeve and push this out. Yep, that works fine. So this is going to be my setup. Like this. I get the screw, the ball thread, put it through, put that through, so that hits, that will pull out to that way. Now, I need to put the washers, so these washers will go right inside this, it goes right inside this cup, right? That's why I have this. So I put this cup on, put this on there, then I get some washers. I got some really thick ones, and then these were like fender washers. So I'll put the thick one, put some fender washers, I'll put a nut on this side. Alright. I get a bunch of threads. Anyway, it's on there. Now this side I can just do the washers. Do the washers. And another nut here. Won't turn. All right. So that was interesting. I just threw something over here and it hit a can, black spray paint, and black spray paint went all over. I didn't get any on me. Got all over my shop though. So I'll take a break for a minute. Okay, it's all cleaned up. Some brake cleaner and cleaned that sucker up. Okay, let's see if this thing comes out. This on this side. No, what's happening is it's pushing the inside, the inner sleeve through the outer sleeve. Just gonna keep going until it pops that whole sleeve out, or until I can't go anymore. So the inner sleeve, it was just pushing the inner sleeve out. The rubber's still in there. Let's see if I can get this rod out. Okay, the rod's fine. Okay, so I don't think this gadget is going to work taking the old ones out. Putting new ones in, it'll probably work. So there's another method to get these stubborn bushings out. As you can see, the sleeve is still in there. So I'm going to heat it up, heat the outer sleeve up, get it hot enough, it'll get the rubber soft, and then I should be able to pull the inner sleeve out. Making all kinds of noises. Got that out. It's the rubber bushing. Just ripped it with the inner sleeve. So now I still have outer sleeve in there. Get the Sawzall and cut the bushing, the outer sleeve, and then I can bang it and get it out. All right, I cut right through it. Nope. So since that's all, I'm gonna take this, put it on the ground, and bang on it. But let me get this other bushing out. Like that. Get my piece of stock with a hole drilled in it. There. Thick washer. 2 fender washers and a bolt. Okay, now it's going to do the same thing, right? If I just do this, it's going to separate it. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to heat this up. You know what? I might be able to just do this with impact. I didn't do it with impact before because when it hammers it, it's not good. It needs to be more constant pressure. But let's see. Okay. This stuff off. This off. This off. There. That's the whole bushing right there. Heat it up and melt it, came right out, right? I'll take the Sawzall, cut it in half. We have the lower control arms to do. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to heat these suckers up and press them out. But now I need different collars, right? And then this one on here. There we go. Okay, let's heat it up. Oh. So the plan for this is heat the outer sleeve up. It will get the rubber soft, and I'll start crushing it, and it will move all the rubber right through the whole bushing, leaving just the outer sleeve. So it leaves just the outer sleeve. Then I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the other one: cut it and then get it out. I think it's on fire. Oh, it smells like burning tires. I love it. Oh, look at this. Okay, I don't know. Take all this contraption off. Take this guy out. pliers. There we go. Got that bushing out. Look how bad it was. So now what I'll do is I'll cut this, like I said, and then we'll get it out. But I'm gonna cut it after I get this guy out. Here's the upper, and you can see I cut it there. And when I was hitting it on the bench, it was just falling off, right? So now I'm gonna hit it here on the floor. There's nowhere to go. I'm just gonna pound it, and you'll see the bushing, the outer sleeve will just crumble. There we go. One side popped out. See that? Crushed it. Go. That's out. Let's try this one. There we go. Pop that guy out too. All right. So that one's clean. That's ready for new bushings. Let's get these bushings out. Now remember, I can only cut halfway through. So I made a slot right there. And I just gotta beat the heck out of these now. There we go. It's the lower one. Okay, let's try this guy. Yep. That's it. Now all I have to do is press these other ones back in. Let's do, we're going to do the uppers first. I'll check to see if there's any damage. Yep, right here. So there's a little bit of damage right here that's going to stop the bush from going in. So we have a file. I'm going to file this spot right here. Okay, let me get my contraption, all the stuff. Now let me show you something real quick. So this is the new bushing, and you can see it's got this lip here, right? So here's a warning: don't try to put something on this lip and push this in. If you do, this will happen. See it mushroomed in? So I tried pushing this one on another one, and I put a collar around here like this and pushed on it and pushed on it and pushed on it, and it wasn't going in. It was just bending this. So I guess I could try to bend this back, but instead I just bought new bushings. I'm going to put them in. Push them in from here. You know, put something on here, like this maybe, and push this way and get it in. I gotta take this off. This does stop it from doing stuff. You gotta put something in between here. You need to put something in between this space here, because when you start pressing it, it'll close this together, and then it bends them, and it doesn't line up anymore. And it gets it real hard to press in. So I'm going to put something here so this can't get pushed in. But thick washer and a bolt. That's what I'm using. Probably use a socket or something. Okay. So this on here. It's starting to go. I'm going to put this bolt and washer in here. It's going to crush a little bit. put this end back on. Just bang it on. Now you do the same thing on this other one. I'm going to give the camera a break. Now I'm working on the lower control arm bushings. You can see I already got one in. Bunch of spray here. Put that here. I'm going to take this. Wow. Oh, I think I just broke the bolt. Yep. Bolt just broke. Wow. Look how it's, look at the threads. How they got pulled. Okay, the bushings are done. Lower ball joint. This goes facing up. This goes on here. I'm just going to put the castle nut on it so I don't lose it. Then they give you these little bolts here, and they go on the side. Let me find out what size. They are 1/2 inch lock washers and nuts, right? So you take the bolt in, lock washer, and then the nut. Just gonna leave that for now. Has a little star washer, it goes on here. Put this on. Yep. Put that on. Okay. And you tighten it. Okay, well, that's good. Flip it over. So these have been replaced before. And the holes are all wallowed out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a washer put on the outside also. It's got a little flat washer. Put it on there. Put it on there. Put the lock washer on the other side. So what I've been told is that these bolts tend to back out. So I'm going to take this chisel and I'm just going to damage the threads right here so it can't back out. Because you'll see in one of my other videos that these were hand tight and I was driving the thing. So now they can't back out. So just took the chisel, put it here, and just banged it. So if it tries back out, it'll hit these destroyed threads. This is the upper control arm. This goes on top here, like that. This boot goes in here, and they give you all these nuts and bolts and washers. So put the bolts on top. There's 4 of them. Lock washer and a nut on each one. Okay. Now make sure they're tight. But I just like to make sure. Okay, I think they're tight. Okay, I think I'm going to end this video here. The next video will be me putting all this stuff onto the motorhome. Everything's pretty much ready to go on. You can see here there's the control arms, new spindles, new axles over here, brakes. So I got to clean this mess up. Oh, I'm doing the steering shaft too. hit the steering shaft. We've got that loose, and I have new boot for the steering shaft. So next one's gonna be putting all this stuff back on. I don't know, it's been on jack stands for, I don't know, maybe a month now. So I'm gonna get going, and thanks for watching. If you wanna make sure you're alerted when I start doing the rest of this stuff, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you'll be notified. Thanks a lot. See ya.